We can go. We can go.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I welcome you all to the 98th session of Vellore Toastmasters Club. There are a few ground rules that are to be followed during this meeting. Please turn off your cell phones or keep them on silent. Please refrain from talking about sex, religion and politics during this meeting. Do keep your mics muted unless you come on stage. Lastly, please do keep your cameras on so we could have a fruitful and engaging session. The mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide mutually supportive and positive learning experience by which members develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Do you all remember how excited we were when we had read in social books that humans had visited Moon? Apollo 11 successfully blasted off on July 16, 1969 with Neil Armstrong, Edwin Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins. This has made us all think that everything is possible. Now it's time for us humans to explore other planets in the Milky Way galaxy. Let's see what's the planet in today's session. Without further ado, let me hand over the session to the presiding officer who believes in building a community, thereby having one in the form of Trek Talks. He is an advocate by profession. Let's put our hands together in welcoming the presiding officer, Toastmaster Vijay Surana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rithik. Am I audible and visible? Good evening, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests. Welcome to Vellore Toastmasters Club. First things first, let me declare open this amazing session number 90 at our club. Wherein our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rithik, is all set to take us on a space odyssey. Can we call him Elon Musk of our club? Going further, for the benefit of the guests, I like to inform that Vellore Toastmasters Club is the only community club of Toastmasters at Vellore, wherein we are in a constant pursuit of honing our communication and leadership skills. Should anyone be interested in knowing further, kindly feel free to get in touch. Now, before our Toastmaster of the day takes over, let me take a moment to acknowledge the presence of our guests, the fellow Toastmasters and the guests. Starting with Toastmaster Muthu. Can we have a few words from you, please? Toastmaster Muthu Kumar, are you present here?
Hi, Toastmaster Vijay. Actually, today I'm not feeling well. I just joined the meeting. I wanted to speak for more. Please go ahead with the meeting.
Thank you.
Sorry, my health is not good today.
Thank you for being here, sir. May I call upon other guests present here to please share a few words with us. Toastmaster Bindu.
Yeah, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This is the third time I'm attending your meeting here. Very well expected team actually. The energy you have, people have, the way you present it over the screen, online or virtual mode, very amazing actually. When I first attended the meeting, I loved it. I have to join back. That's why when she offered me the role, I said, fine, I'll do it for you, no problem. So I'm very happy to join back. All the best for further meetings.
Thank you so much for being with us, ma'am. People like you bring on more energy to us. If you have any other guests who would like to come and share a few words, please.
Hi Vijay, yes here. I'm from Chella Speakers Club. Actually, I saw your flyer from my president. It was like amazing. I got excited and enjoyed today's session. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much. The credit goes to our VPR Toastmaster Darshini, Toastmaster Priyanka, who's been doing an excellent job on it. Thanks for being here. Looking forward to your participation, active participation. Any other guests, please? Would you please come and share a few words with us before we get on with the space adventure? All right then, let me not waste any further time in handing over today's session in the able hands of the Elon Musk of Vellore Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Rithik, please.
My dear Toastmaster Earthlings, it is year 2050. If you have been wondering where Rithik has disappeared for quite some time, then I must tell you that I have been selected by Mars Experience Space Program. The objective of this program is that a normal human being would be sent to Mars to observe, experience life at Mars in a civilian's perspective, and then share that experience with the fellow Earthlings. So here I am at the Red Planet. This is Sol 119 video entry 90 from Cabinet VTC 084 G0 Crater Landing Site, Mars. Human beings are crazy creatures. So is their quest to explore the unknown. From the hostile deserts to lonely islands and the highest mountains, wherever there is space to expand into, humans do so. So it's hardly surprising that we are able to set foot on Mars and create first human permanent colony outside the Earth. Even for expansionist species like us, Mars is extreme. Makes me feel like a Marvel supervillain character when I say the word expansionist. But I'm telling you, the kind of extreme we are dealing here is real extreme. The atmospheric pressure is so low that it will make your blood boil inside your body. Can you imagine that? The night temperature dropped to about minus 153 degrees. It's so cold out here. The winter on Earth feels like a paradise to an average Martian. Its surface coated with dust so finely grained that it would damage your lungs if you inhaled it. Makes me remember a time when my beloved city Vellore was undergoing smart city project, and I used to whine all day about the dust allergies I got when I stepped out of my home. I miss those days. Topping of all that, winds coming close to 97 kilometers per hour, which classifies as hurricane on Earth. It's full of radiation, too cold for liquid water, an atmosphere where we can't breathe, and soil we can't grow. Colonizing Mars was extremely difficult task. The first set of people who came on the red planet, the scientists, the engineers, the architects, it's them who took this incredible challenge to solve all these extremely complicated survival problems never encountered before. And then it took another zillions of test experiments, loss of lives in these experiments, space flights, constant technological advancement, trillions of dollars the taxpayers poured, and every single human being pushing their limits before we got to this point. It's because of these pioneers we are here today. I am here today. Currently, we are under phase 2 of colonization. There's another century of work to be done before we can entirely terraform the planet to make it habitable for humans. So today I'm going to share my experience so far on a hostile planet like Mars. But before I continue, I would like to hear from the crew in the Mission Control Center back in Earth, calling upon the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Darshan.
Thank you, Toastmaster of today. When I was a child, we didn't know that life could exist on Mars or if life can exist on Mars. But here we are in 2015 visiting our neighborhood planet Mars like we are visiting our neighbor's house. Today, we all are lucky that Vellore Toastmasters Club decided to visit Mars in our Toast-Mastering. I, Toastmaster Dashni, shall be the head of the mission Toast-Mastering. I shall observe and direct the program. For the benefit of our guests and newbies, our session consists of 3 segments: the prepared speeches, the table topics, and the evaluations. I shall head the evaluation segment, but I'm not alone here to head the evaluation segment. I have 3 members along with me, which I call them the tag team: the timer, the R counter, and the grammarian. So let me call upon the timer for today, Toastmaster Christian, to come up and introduce himself. Toastmaster Christian.
Thank you, grammarian, General Evaluator Darshni. So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I will time the TT speeches and formal speeches and the evaluation. I will also alert each speakers of that time they have left using green, yellow, red cards, which denote specific time remains. For instance, a table topic, at 1 minute I will raise a green card, at 1 minute 30 seconds I will raise a yellow card, at 2 minutes I will raise a red card. And thank you, and over to you, Darshini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Christian. Up next, we have our R counter for today, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. It's great evening to one and all. The purpose of our counter is to note the words and sounds that used as a crutch or passive fillers by anyone who speaks during the meeting. I will listen for overused words including and, well, but, so, and I will listen also for the filler sounds including ha, r, and I'll also note when the speakers repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means this. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Up next, we have a grammarian for today, Toastmaster Keetan.
Good afternoon, space agents. Good afternoon, the International Space Station. As grammarian, it is my duty to interrupt the language used by the space agents from USSR, US, Europe, Japan, and also other astronauts. And I will correct any error present in their language, and so the space operation is carried out smoothly. It's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. I'll start the word of the day. Just a minute. The word of the day is espouse. Espouse means to adopt a particular way of life or support an idea. Example, although the feedback was negative, Damon was graceful enough to espouse the criticism and work hard to improve his performance. So, I request all the space agents and members in the International Space Station to use the word of the day. If you use the word of the day, you'll get extra brownies, not brownie points. I'll be giving you extra brownies in your space mission. Yeah. So please use the word of the day. I will present my report when called upon by the head of the mission control. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Keetan. I shall give my report towards the end of the session when it comes to the evaluation segment. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of today.
Thank you, Mission Control and team. As the general evaluator have reiterated before, for the benefit of the guests, a Toastmasters meet is divided into three segments. The first segment is called prepared speech, where a speaker would deliver their speech from the speech from the project CC manual. The second segment is called the table topics. This is where your impromptu speaking skills will be put to real test. And the third segment is really the core of the Toastmasters comradeship. All the role players will be evaluated and given feedback for them to grow. Today, ladies and gentlemen, you will witness astronauts pushing their boundaries whilst preparing for their upcoming Mars expedition, Genesis 08 and 09. Before I call the first astronaut, let's hear from his mission specialist visiting Toastmaster Bill. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Rithik Jain. The purpose of the project is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn and practice and refine how he or she uses their non-verbal communication with delivering the speech. The speech title will be The Non-Verbals Pathway Presentation Mastery. He is into Level 2, Project 2, Effective Body Language. Speaker, Toastmaster Vijay Sharma. Over to DM.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bill. Before we begin, Toastmaster Vijay, can we have a quick audio and a video check?
Thank you, Toastmaster Bill. Am I audible and visible?
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Vijay. The non-verbals Toastmaster Vijay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bill. Timer, you may start. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Friends, what if I tell you that the chances of your speech getting a standing ovation or not, you being liked by someone or not, or you being selected at an interview or not, depends more on your non-verbals than your verbal communication. You wouldn't believe me, right? But there's a research to back this up. You know, the most viral speeches from TED platform have had over 450 gestures by the speakers. And the least viral ones have had around 270 gestures only. Your body speaks much more than your words. Let me give you an example. Haven't you come across someone who probably you've never met or hardly know? But when they walk into the room, they bring with them such positivity and fun. And when they are along, you feel more confident. And it may be the exact opposite with some other people. Ever wondered why? Well, it's because our bodies are constantly sending and decoding non-verbal form of communication, the body language. And to understand why this happens, please know that for a larger part of our evolution, we have had the non-verbal form of communication than verbal. Languages have been part of our lives for about 5,000 years now. So this may sound like a really long time, but when you put this at an evolutionary scale, it's minuscule. Homo sapiens arrived at around 3 lakh years ago, where the first human-like apes evolved 5 to 7 billion years ago. And I can say this with certainty, that even today, our words speak our mind much less than our body does. Lie. You may lie with your words, but your body language will always give you words. Now that we know that there is a form of communication called the non-verbals and blissfully ignorant, we have been using it in our everyday lives. Let us try to understand more of it. For starters, our non-verbals govern how we think and feel about ourselves and how others perceive us. Take for an example the power pose. When you are in a powerful position or feel empowered in any moment, you spread out and occupy more space naturally. Ever seen the powerful world leaders resting both their hands on the hips while holding their chin up? Or an athlete celebrating their victory by spreading their arms, also holding their chin up? You feel empowered in that moment of victory. This is our body speaking power. What I'm trying to say is that it's not always that our minds are in control of our body, but our bodies can influence our minds as well. To make more sense of this, let me share with you the amazing story of when Mahendra Singh Dhoni first met the very flamboyant Yuvraj Singh. Now, if you've seen the movie MS Dhoni, The Untold Story, you must be aware of this. It was in the year 1999 at the finals of the Coach Bihar Trophy. It was being played at Jamshedpur. This was the test finals of under 19 between Bihar and Punjab. While MS Dhoni played really well at 82 runs, taking the total of the Bihar at 357 runs. Whereas Yuvraj Singh was an absolute bolt from the blue to steer Punjab total at 839 runs and his own score at 358 runs. That is one more than the entire score of the Bihar team. We have not even got to play the second innings. Why do you think Bihar lost the match? If you remember the scene, you'd recollect that MS Dhoni mentioned, he said he lost the match not at the ground while playing, rather at the basketball court a night before when his teammate observed Yuvraj Singh pass by. In his authoritative, buoyant and larger than life style. This is exactly where Yuvraj Singh established himself with his body language as someone who cannot be beaten. Team Bihar had already lost the very hope of winning the match a night before. Such is the power of body language. So here's a hack. The material of whether you hold power or not. These poses, when played, can have the same effect both on your mind and on how others perceive us. So the phrase, fake it until you make it, actually works this way. Fake it until you become it. Our body language has more power than you can imagine. You can literally attract what you desire. That's not it. We are also contagious. Remember when I earlier said you that a person who lights up the room whenever they walk in? It's because they spread joy, enthusiasm, confidence, and that's why we feel so empowered with them. That's why we like them, we follow them, we date them, we hire them, we promote them, and we pay them more. All this and more because they communicate better non-verbally. Cause. Friends, before I conclude my speech today, let me introduce to you the most powerful form of non-verbal communication there is, the universal language. Yes, you guessed it, smile. And smile more often. Remember, you're contagious. Thank you for listening to me. Signing off, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. Tyler, can we have a minute on the clock and give our feedbacks to Toastmaster Vijay? You can use the private chat box below to provide your feedback. One minute is up.
Yeah, 1 minute, sir.
Thank you, sir. Up next, we have Miss Priyanka, astronaut, ready for Genesis '09. But before, let's hear from her mission specialist, Toastmaster Som, about her mission objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Som.
Thank you, Toastmaster of today. It has been my pleasure to train Toastmaster Priyanka to reach the stars, quite literally. And today is the D-Day. Toastmaster Priyanka is giving her Level 1 Project 2 called the Evaluation and Feedback Speech number 2. This project requires a Toastmaster to give two speeches. The speaker gives their first speech on any topic of their choice and receives feedback on the speech by the evaluator and applies those recommendations to their second speech to complete the project. Toastmaster Priyanka had given her first speech in March. She can either give the same speech with the evaluator's recommendations applied to it or a different speech with the evaluator's recommendations applied to it. The purpose of this project is to help the speaker identify the areas where they lack in public speaking and work on them. Apart from that, I shall also be looking at the basic speech parameters such as clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, hand gestures, and audience awareness. Toastmaster Priyanka, somewhere something incredible is waiting to be known. All the best on your journey.
Thank you, Toastmaster Som. Before we begin, can we have a quick audio and video check, Toastmaster Priyanka?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are. So, Toastmaster Priyanka, the space dog. The space dog, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. People very close to me know two things I love the most on planet. One, obviously, yes, food, and the second, animals. I've already spoken about the former a lot of times, and by speaking for one more time, we're definitely going to get out of the system. So I decided to speak on the latter two, and gladly it has coincided with the author. So let me begin. Toastmasters, have you ever wondered about things like parallel rivers or black holes or white holes or anything beyond the vicinity of humans? Don't say no. Yes. Haven't movies like Interstellar and Passengers left us spellbound? But you gotta know something. Way before men made their way into space, scientists did a lot of research on the dangers associated and posed to men in such a travel to explore space. Researchers all over the world believe that humans would not be able to withstand the launch, or even if they do, they wouldn't be able to survive in the outer space conditions. Well, researchers all over the world were arguing on such topics. The scientists of America and the Soviet Union were experimenting by sending a wide variety of living organisms, right from fruit flies to monkeys, into the space. And one among them was Laika. Soviet Union sent Laika to the space in the year 1947, in spite of knowing she would never return back. When the search for a suitable dog began in the year 1947, the Soviet Union, the scientists of the Soviet Union had three requirements. Number one, the animal should weigh about 14 to 15 pounds. Number two, shouldn't exceed 15 inches in height. And number three, should be able to withstand long hours of inactivity. All this put together, the researchers found dogs as the perfect prospective cosmonaut. But they preferred stray dogs to exotic trained dogs as they had less demand and had already learned to live in extreme cold and hunger. And hence, three dogs were chosen from the streets of Moscow: Laika, Albina, and Moshka. During the training period, these canines were put through a series of demanding endurance and trials and mental examination. Needless to say, Laika, Moshka, and Albina went through a lot of training. They were placed in increasingly smaller cages over several weeks. A spacecraft during that time were probably the size of your washing machine drum. That's all. And this confinement to such a cramped space made them stop urinating and even defecating, thus making them very restless. These dogs were also placed in centrifuges that simulated the acceleration of rocket launch, and were also put in machines that generated high intensity of sounds that humans couldn't withstand. They were trained to eat a special kind of gel that would be their food. And after this intensive period of training, Laika was chosen to fly first, followed by Albina was chosen to be Laika's backup, and Mushka was chosen to be the backup. The surgeon implanted a breathing sensor at Laika's ribcage to keep a track of the changes in her breathing pattern throughout her life. The spacecraft was cone-shaped and had a very small cabin for her. It had an automatic feeder and a device that generated air extra. Laika was chained in a cage fitted with harness and a bag to collect weight, and electrodes to monitor her vital signs. The spacecraft with Laika on it was launched in the 3rd of November 1947, and the spacecraft was none other than Sputnik 2, the second spacecraft to be launched into Earth's orbit. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, Laika's trip to space was only one, as during those days, technology wasn't that developed to design spacecraft that could return back to Earth. The sensors installed showed that as soon as the spacecraft was launched, Laika's respiration increased from 102 beats per minute pre-launch to 240 beats per minute during the launch and acceleration, which then came back to 104 beats per minute after 3 hours. Could you imagine how much of fear and stress might have Laika undergone not knowing what was happening around her, and none to even comfort her? Exactly 6 hours after the launch, the sensors detected the cardiac arrest and Laika was dead. The launch didn't go as planned as well. The temperatures in the cabin rose up to 40 degrees Celsius. If only Laika knew what was happening to her. If only she had the ability to give consent like humans, she definitely wouldn't have gone through such trials. There were plenty of rumors surrounding Laika's death. Many believe she died due to overheating. Some believe she died due to poison. But none really knew the exact reason except Laika and the team of scientists who went to this mystery. Exactly 5 months after Laika's death, the ship with Laika's remains escaped from the orbit and burned into the atmosphere, thus destroying any sort of evidence. This information from Laika's mission resulted in the discovery of solar and computation. This inhumane research resulted in the sacrifice of the life of a poor dog, sparked a global debate over animal rights. However, in the later part, Russia, in order to pay tribute to Laika's sacrifice, constructed a monument to her which has Laika standing in a spacecraft like a king. Laika was the only animal to sacrifice a life in space exploration. According to official data, from 1948 to 1961, 48 dogs, 15 monkeys, and 2 rats made their way into space, among which 27 died due to various unforeseen circumstances. Some animals were lucky enough to return back to Earth. For example, Bella, the stroker, known as the famous cosmonaut dog, made a successful return to Earth after a flight of 25 hours. But it was just the Soviet Union who sent animals to space. In the year 1961, a chimpanzee named Ham was sent by the US to space to prove that humans can not only stay conscious during the travel but can also perform tasks actively. Ham on return was celebrated very well. As time passed, people were less likely to use animals. Now it's all about insects being launched into space. Although many have been against the participation of animals in space exploration with humans would have ended with a huge number of astronauts and cosmonauts sacrificing their lives. Dogs are the undisputed champions of loyalty and love. It will always be painful to accept that life is blind trust in how men can look. These animals sent to space have served their countries and humankind in various ways which no human could ever do. Hence, the least we can do is give them a big salute and thank them for their sacrifice. This is it from me to you. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka. Timer, can we have a minute on the clock and let's give our valuable feedback to Toastmaster Priyanka's speech. Thank you, Timer. If you're wondering what does life on Mars looks like, well, if you have a fancy imagination like me, you'd imagine the journey to be as cinematic as a Star Wars movie. You gear up yourself, hop onto your spacecraft, and boom! Next minute, you're traveling at the light speed with your crew, discovering planets, exploring new galaxies, meeting alien lives, and fighting the dark side along the way. What an adventurous interstellar travel that would have been. But sadly, it would take another thousand generations to get there. But we will get there. But for now, Mars did not welcome me with open arms. For starters, the gravity here is about 1/3 of Earth. If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you'll weigh 38 pounds on Mars, which severely weakens your bones and muscle mass. I had to literally learn how to walk again. The soil here smells like rotten eggs, lacks nutrients that support life. If you want to grow anything on the red planet, you'll need a ton of solid biomass waste. Yeah, you'll be collecting all the poop, all your poop, and then you'll plant that. You will plant potatoes or whatever you want to grow in that poop. That's how food is grown here. Mars is too cold to have liquid water. Instead, it has frozen ice caps. And for water, you'll have to build your own tea like they do in International Space Station. This planet is a planet of red-orange landscape and dirt everywhere, almost like a desert. I hope you all are wearing your headphones right now for this, because you should close your eyes and listen to what Mars may sound like. Go on, close your eyes. Imagine you're looking around the landscape and sky. Close your eyes. deafeningly quiet here. Other than that, my typical day here includes tending to plants, maintenance checks, and repair to all the water, electrical, and filtration system that keeps your habitation operational, and some light exploration of the planet. And at the end of the day, I send all these updates to VTC mission control. A typical day at Mars is boring. More people die of boredom here than the Martian atmosphere kills them. One life saving suggestion: bring at least a dozen terabyte of movies when you get here. Speaking of a typical day, I would like to know from you guys that how your typical day on Earth looks like. You can unmute yourself and share how your typical day on Earth looks like. Go ahead.
It's very entertaining, Toastmaster Rithik. People are into each other's business, so that's how Earth is.
Amazing. Thank you, Toastmaster Darshini.
Earth is exciting, we are polluting, we are cutting down trees, we are having wars, we've reinstalled Taliban. We're having an amazing time here. We soon looking forward to come to the Mars and start the same business there.
As you might have heard from Vijay sir, we have a dozen of amazing things going on Earth, but we've also got another rather amazing thing that we have to manage all those depressing things. That is Vijay sir's Trek Talks.
Oh, I thought it was interesting. So, after 50 years, has it become a little bit depressing?
No, it's still got the Josh.
Yeah. Maybe because of all the pollution and global warming, all the mountains may have disappeared. Anyone else?
Actually, Earth is a very nice place to live, but we, a human being, the lacks of creatures and species was there, but even the human being, only the person who destroys and looting everything, grabbing forests, converting deforestation and converting the forest area into cultivation lands. So we are the one who is destroying everything. None other species, none other living creatures are not disturbing it. I think quite soon Earth will may resembles like Mars. Thank you.
That is very true, sir. The very reason that people like us have to go and look for life on other planets. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Up next, the selection for the potential candidates for future space program is about to begin. Calling upon the table topics master, Toastmaster Rithik.
Thank you, TM Nodi. Hello, fellow aspiring astronauts and spectators of this mission. Are you all excited to go for this terrific mission to Mars? This is a chance for you all to be part of this mission for future space programs. There are three simple steps. The candidate, number one, candidate must volunteer for the space program. Number two, an impromptu interview will be conducted. Number three, once selected, goes for an intensive astronaut candidate training program. For the benefits of the guests, as a table topic master, I will introduce the topic and call on the speaker, who will be given 2 minutes to speak on that subject. Timer will show a green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. 30 seconds of buffer time will be given before starting your speech and after 2 minutes to complete your speech. Any volunteers? You can message in the chat box or raise your hand. You can freely flow your thoughts out. There are no rules except for the timings. This session is open for both guests as well as listeners. Anyone would like to volunteer? It will be like easy topics. Any guess?
Okay, let me go first. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it is Toastmaster Chella Krishnan. This is that okay. Toastmaster Chella Krishnan. From a childhood dream to first person on Mars. From a childhood dream to the first person on Mars. Toastmaster Chella Krishnan.
Thank you, Toastmasters and guests. So, in this wonderful evening, just thinking, by profession, I'm an engineer. By career, I'm a data engineer. So, I never dreamed about any space mission so far. It's really a mind-breaking topic for me. My childhood dreams are keeping greenish environment. Still, I'm having that. My lifetime goal was go green, go clean. So instead of going to Mars, why don't we make our living area as much as clean, as much as green in our life cycle? I mean, in our life period. So we can able to convert a lot of desert into forest, and we can give space to lot of creatures which can live over there. So I'm thinking on that way. I don't have such a dream on going to space and exploring. There are a lot of techie peoples are there. They are keen to look on that, but actually I am not. Thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shella Krishnan. I totally espouse on your idea of having a greenish environment on our earth. Any other volunteers?
I'll go, Rithik.
Yeah, okay. Toastmaster Vijay, how would it be living on two planets? How would it be living on two planets, Toastmaster Vijay?
Thank you, Toastmaster Rithik. How would it be living a life in two planets? Parallel universe. Haven't we all heard of this? Oh my God. Where have you taken it? I read somewhere. Thousands of years, humanity's existence was mundane. Then someone pointed the telescope towards the sky. That's exactly how I feel. For thousands of years, we humanity have evolved the vastness of the forest and the deserts and the plains, looking at the stars, wondering what they are. Sometimes naming them gods, sometimes our dead loved ones, and many a times a mystery for our stories. But I'm sure, like me, all of us have always wondered, what if a parallel universe exists and I'm living there? Would I be the same? Would my life be the same? Is it even possible? But now, the developing science, we hope that it might be possible. One day, coming to a realization that in fact, we're all living in a simulation. There are multiple us, not just two, but many. But literally speaking, coming out of my imagination, about living on two planets, like living in two countries. Someday we're gonna have a space expressway, like in the movie Total Recall of 1990s, where Arnold Schwarzenegger used to travel to the planet Mars and back to Earth. Someday we all might look forward to that. Thank you for listening to me. Over to the Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay Surana. Indeed, it would have been nice if we had a parallel universe. So, any other volunteers? We can have one from the guests.
Can I take Bindu here?
Yeah.
You've gone on mute.
Toastmaster Bindu, why should we go to Mars? Why should we go to Mars? Toastmaster.
Actually, I don't have any dreams of going to Mars. Wherever we live, we have to live safe. That is the situation now because of COVID. So, if we have a chance to go to Mars, beautiful. I'll say it was really beautiful. I will take all the people around, whoever is suffering from COVID-19 now, and we are not able to move even out of the house. If there is a mission which will take us to Mars in this situation, I would thank God really, so that God has come in that way to save us from this COVID situation, and we would all set free ourselves and live there happily. So never thought of going to Mars, but if this is the situation, probably it could go like this. I would take everyone, not only me, not only I would land there. I would like to take everyone who is suffering from this COVID situation now in this country, the whole world, I can say. And if we can live there and without any other viruses attacking over there, so it will be beautiful. We can set our lives beautifully over there. Thank you for giving me a topic.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bindu. So, any other volunteers?
I can take up a topic.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cousin, what are the things you would like to take from Earth to Mars? What are the things you would like to take from Earth to Mars? Cousin. You can take 30 seconds of buffer time if you want.
So, good evening, everyone. I am Kazim Nawaz, and the topic given to me is what are the things that you would like to take to Mars? Since this is a totally fictitious setting, I would say we have, I mean, for imaginary purposes, I would say we have reached a state where our vehicles have evolved to a point that uh, they don't need external fuel resources to run. So I'm expecting that we will have bikes and cars and with unlimited energy running on them. So my first thing that I would like to take to Mars would be my bike, because I love biking, I love traveling. So what better way to explore Mars than on a bike? Because I mean, obviously the roads will not be good. I agree that, but there's also an adventure in it. So which I would say I'd like to take my bike. And again with this whole imaginary fictitious setting, I would say like the technology has also become advanced that I can just take one small box, which at the press of a button will expand into a mobile home which I want to live and go ahead and explore. And one more thing that I would try to take is my PS4, because, well, hey, I love biking and I also love gaming, so the PS4 it is. So these are the three things that I would like to take: my bike, a mobile portable home, and my PS4. So yeah, thank you so much for that. Back to you, Toastmaster Club.
Wonderful, cousin. Wonderful. Like the things you said you want to take from Earth to Mars. Okay, any other volunteers? We can have a last speech.
Can I participate?
Yeah. Actually, you're not visible. Can you tell your name?
My name is Alvin. Alvin, Shajit question.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. It's like I'll give you an imagination thing. Okay. Alvin, why I'm willing to give up my life on Earth to live on Mars? Why I'm willing to give up my life on Earth to live on Mars? Alvin.
Well, living in Mars would be fun. A totally different planet. Think about being the only person, or being one among a few many who get to live in Mars. It would be actually a great thing to start a total our own civilization. Being some of the few founders, or like some of the few people who gets to live there. It would be indeed fun creating stuff and all. And that too, like by the way Earth is going on, by the way we humans tend to change the this Earth, like uh, our people are like mm, our guests and all have told, like, we tend to destroy our planet. We do not realize the importance of Earth. We should realize that the rivers or the seas, the oceans, the greenery that we see around us, we tend to destroy it and we don't value them. Consider human beings itself. We tend to hurt others. Even though we know that they would get hurt, we still tend to hurt them. And we don't understand the value of what's there near us. Going to Mars would help us change or get us much more into that form of living. Like since only a few number of people are there, we tend to learn about each other more better, and try to do everything hopefully in a peaceful manner. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Alvin. Okay, I would like to end up this table topic session. Thank you for all people like who all volunteered. You are ready for the space mission for extensive training, which will be held later. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmasters Kriti, for wonderful and especially thoughtful topics. Candidates were ready to jump in and push their dimension of thoughts in this fictitious setting. Humanity's interest in heavens has been universal and enduring. Humans are driven to explore the unknown, discover new worlds, push the boundaries of our scientific and technical limits, and then push them even further. The intangible desire to explore and challenge the boundaries of what we know and where have we been provided has been providing the benefits to our societies for centuries. Speaking of challenges and limits, let us find out how did our astronauts and other role players explore their challenges today. Let's see how they can further push their limits next time, calling upon the mission control and team who have analyzed, evaluated, and now will be delivering the feedback to the crew. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Darshan.
Thank you, Toastmaster of today. First off, let's hear the evaluators speak on the behalf of their speakers. For evaluating Toastmaster Vijay, let's call Toastmaster Bindu.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests, and a special good evening to my target speaker, CM Vijay Suran. You started the speech with the full energy of pouring out with your non-verbal communication skills. The speech was divided into three parts like a watermelon. The introduction of non-verbal communications and the number from the history had taken us all into that. Examples carried on with a story to show the depth of the speech. Your strength is your vocal clarity and the voice modulation you give when you were explaining about the winning moments and how the mind takes control over the body. I could see many places where you gave a necessary causes and managed it very beautifully to get the depth of the scenarios you explained. I could imagine Shah Rukh Khan, who always spreads his hand and occupies all the space around him to express himself. The speech also carried different situations where the audience could see the way. Our body sends non-verbal communications with the control of our mind. That was told beautifully. The story you shared about our then captive pony was inspiring and enlightened our memories. You kept the audience intact, as you were aware of them. You were at a comfort zone. I could not see any unintentional movements. All the moments were purposeful. My only suggestion on this as a well-wisher is you could have delivered the speech by standing so that the hand gestures you gave for each scenario could have worked out better as it was all about the non-verbal communications. You could have also told a little about the types of non-verbal communications which has a body language which also included the gestures for more smooth transition of your speech. To conclude, you aced delivering a speech today filled with the purpose of knowing what the non-verbal communication is. It would be awesome if we could expose the non-verbal communication in our daily life to add on to our general communication skills. Thank you. Over to Janet.
Uh, thank, Thank you, Toastmaster Bindu. Up next, to evaluate Toastmaster Priyanka, let me call upon her evaluator, Toastmaster Saumini.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The timer can start now. Toastmaster Priyanka started off her speech by espousing humor in her speech and adding a personal fact to it. One of the most powerful ways to start, because the start is so important because that is where you bring your audience and keep them attentive towards your speech. So that was one thing that I found very impressive. And we saw that narrated the story of life as a space dog, which unfortunately died in the space accident. But still, that didn't require the speech throughout to be tragic. Toastmaster Priyanka had humor here and there, which showed us that transition from humor and to tragedy is possible. Throughout her speech, it was an informative speech. The type of the speech was informative. She used space jargon, which most of us didn't understand, like electrons. We understand electrons, but other space jargons. But she maintained clarity throughout the speech, which made in the voice, which made even the jargon understandable with the other words in the speech. We were able to make out the meaning eventually. Toastmaster Priyanka had very good command over the English language. Even at the minor places, I couldn't find anywhere she slipped in grammar. So I'm sure the grammarian did not have any job in her speech. Coming to the places that require recommendations, Toastmaster Priyanka started off the speech with an impact, humor as I said. But I think this is one thing that all of us could do. Is not starting the speech with "Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests." You see, one of the most famous speeches, they don't start with "Good evening" or greeting the audience. They start with something impactful, something for the audience to think about. So we might as well get into the speech. Secondly, the voice I felt was the same throughout. The pitch variation was missing. Like us, one-way road to space was a tragic event, but that was not informed with a devastating voice. It felt to me that it was more of a news report than a speech, as the newsreader would read. Because the newsreaders are taught to have no emotions in their speech because they should not be biased. So I'd like her to incorporate emotions in her speech for impact. And the ending could have been a thought-provoking idea or message instead of a quote or something, or even thank you that leaves the audience thinking. Finally, I found her body language to be very confident. I did not give her away in places that she slipped. And delighted to inform that Toastmaster Priyanka has fulfilled her speech objectives by applying the previous evaluator's recommendations. To summarize, she had a very good start. She had good transition. She had very good clarity. She had good command over the English language. The places I'd like her to improve are in voice variation and incorporating emotions. All the best to you, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you, Toastmaster Soundly. Up next, let me call my tag team. First off, the timer, Toastmaster Chalakrishi.
Good evening, everyone. So the entire session was on time and it's enlightening, stimulating speeches. So no eliminations so far. It's good. Thank you. And over to you, Darshini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chalakrishan. Next, we have the R counter, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi.
Welcome back again, once everyone. First off, before I begin, I would like to thank Toastmaster of the Day, Rithik, for a wonderful session. He exposed everyone to be here in a mass. I thought it was a very interesting. I enjoyed a lot. And I'll give my report now. For a prepared speech, Toastmaster Vijay sir, for a big applause to you. You never used any hum sound. No, you didn't give me a chance to find any mistakes. And in a second speaker, Toastmaster Priyanka, you used repeated words like launch did not go like a sight of Soviet, and you used one pass and used hunt two times. And coming to the table topic speech, Toastmaster first, totally five speakers participate in the program. Toastmaster Chilla Krishna used repeated words two times, more than five times, more than two times, so more than five times. And here Toastmaster Vijay Surana sir, again he didn't give me a chance to find any mistakes. Great thing, sir. And our third speaker, Toastmaster Bindu, used repeated words like we can say, I can say, and used ask three times, more than two times, so one time. And our guest Hasim used repeated words like again, well, and more than two times, so more than five times for more than two times. And the last speakers, Alvin, used repeated words like we didn't do, and used and two times, three times for two times, and half more than five times. Thank you, and over to General Evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Up next, we have the grammarian to give her report. So let me call upon Toastmaster Keetana for her grammarian report.
Thank you, Head of the Mission Control. It was a pleasure listening to all of you speak about space. Space is always a mystery topic and it is very interesting. So, as a grammarian today, I would like to point out some of the extraordinary uses of words um, by T.M. Rithik. Expansionist means a follower of policy to expand the territories. Colonizing, taking control of other country or place to make it their colony. Vicious means cruel. Intangible means difficult to measure. And Toastmaster Vijay Surana used minuscule means extremely small. Flamboyant means confident way that attract attention. Perceive means realize something. Contagious means that you get or acquire from someone by touching or seeing them. And by Toastmaster Priyanka, vicinity means the area nearby a particular place. Spellbound means hold the complete attention of someone as if they have been magically attracted. Endurance, ability to continue doing something for a long time even though it is very difficult. Centrifuge means a machine that turns around very quickly to separate things. And by Toastmaster Somini, derail means off track. Jargon means a special word used by technical person of a particular profession. And by Toastmaster Kriti, she used terrific, which means awesome. By Toastmaster Kazim, he used the word. Is he a Toastmaster? I think he's a guest, right? Okay.
I am a Toastmaster,
Yeah.
but not a member of the club.
Toastmaster Kazim, he used the word fixatious, that means hypothetically assume. And yeah, the word of the day was used by Toastmaster Soundini and Toastmaster Kriti. You'll be getting your brownies in your space machine. So yeah, that's my report. Over to you, Head of Mission Control.
Thank you, Toastmaster Keetana. Here's a complete evaluation of the session. First off, today's meeting started off at 4:30 exactly. So congratulations to all the people who participated in today's session for coming on time, and we started off the session at 4:30. So let's keep this going. Let's not break the streak. So that's there. Coming to our SAA, Toastmaster Kriti, she set the tone of the meeting. She started off with great energy and she stated the ground rules, and the mission and vision statement very precisely. And she also gave a very little introduction of the theme, but not revealing what the theme actually is. So congratulations, Toastmaster Kriti, on that. Moving on to the tag team, timer, Toastmaster Chelakrishan. He came taking up the role last minute, so thank you for that. And he explained his roles and responsibilities in the introduction. And towards the end, when he gave the report for his timer thing, he only told that people got evaluated. He could have given a little more insight, or he could have put the time limits in the chat window. That's the only recommendation he has. Next, let's go to our counter, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. She gave her introduction very precisely. She explained what is the role of an R counter and everything. And even towards the end when she had to give the evaluations, she gave it very detailed. One recommendation that I would like to tell you is that you can categorize it to less than 5 and more than 10, so that you don't have to specify their name and say the exact numbers. So you can say under the category of below 5, under the category of above 5, and then you can list down the names. So that is one suggestion from my side. Next, to the grammarian. Our grammarian today personalized her introduction and she stuck to the theme. So congratulations on that. Very few of our role players did that today. She did that very precisely, and even until she handed over it to me right now, she followed it. So congratulations. She selected the word of the day. She even screen shared the word of the day for more clarity. And she gave a very detailed report towards the end. So I don't have any recommendations for Toastmaster Keetan. Congratulations, Toastmaster Keetan. Next, moving on to our table topic master, Toastmaster Kriti Surana. She also gave an introduction that was very personalized to the theme. And then she stated the importance of table topics. She explained the time limits because we had guests today. She explained it very clearly that few of her guests actually volunteered to give up a table topic speech. And congratulations on that. And secondly, she personalized every table topic to relating to the theme. And it was very exciting, in fact, because the theme itself was exciting and the topics that she gave were very exciting, that a lot of people came out today and gave table topic speeches. We usually have 3 to 4, but today we had 5. So, and they were not people, there were some regulars, but we did have some new people here. So she motivated the speakers, the kind of theme that she gave motivated the speakers to come out and take the topics. And she also gave one line remarks towards the end of every speaker, which it was like giving a feedback to the speakers, and it made them feel good about their speech. So that is it with Toastmaster Kriti. Next, let's go for the evaluations. Both the evaluators in Toastmaster Bindu and Toastmaster Saumini gave their introduction very perfectly. They explained the purpose of the speech of the speaker, and then they handed it over to the TMOD. Coming to Toastmaster Bindu, she gave positives, suggestions, which I am thinking it is crunch method that she followed. And coming to Toastmaster Saumni, she followed the sandwich method. She gave some positives, she slipped in some recommendations, and she gave some positives and then summarized it. So that is it. I have one recommendation for both the evaluators. Both the evaluators could have started off saying, I congratulate Toastmaster XXX for completing this speech. But both of you used it towards the end. You could have started your evaluations that way, which would have made them feel good in the beginning itself. So that is it with the evaluators. Now coming to the Toastmaster of today, Toastmaster Rithik, he came up with a mind-boggling theme and put up a stellar show. He's done a lot of homework that definitely deserves a lot of appreciation. He selected a theme and set the roles for the role players, which helped all the role players to connect with the theme, and they even gave personalized introduction for their roles based on the theme. And that made the session more interesting because everyone was inside the theme, and it was like we were in a fantasy world for a while. So congratulations Toastmaster Rithik on that. And he handed the session over to the role players, and he received it back. That part was very smooth from his end, and he's taken a lot of time to come up with such activity which actually lightened all of us up. He was very interactive with the audience, which actually helped all of us communicate in, and it also helped us to volunteer for the next event, which was the table topics event. And he also gave insights of Mars, which I'm very sure that we wouldn't have made an effort to learn, but we did through this session. So thank you for that. That is it with the TMOD's evaluation. And the next, I have some general evaluations for all of us here. I request all of the role players henceforth to please turn on your cameras when you perform. We have asked people to turn on the camera throughout the session, but even if that is not possible, please turn on the camera whenever you are speaking. It just feels like we are speaking with the wall. We can't connect with the emotions. The body language, the picture plays a major role when you want to communicate something. So that is one suggestion. And another suggestion that I want to give all the members of Vellore Toastmasters is that we do not encourage last minute backouts. So please henceforth make sure that you don't back out last minute, because it's not very professional. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Darshini. Thank you, Mission Control and team for insightful report. I'm sure the crew has learned a lot. And speaking of learning, technically, I've been doing internship on Mars. If I've learned one thing at my 4 months internship so far, it's learning to push my limits. The first thing this hostile environment does is puts your physical and mental strength to test. You're on a very long trip, a million miles away from home, where you'll be stuck in small quarters with same people. It's very easy to get irritated with your crew members when you stay with them for so long. Three things that I've learned here is to have a high degree of agreeableness, a strong desire to work together as a team, and a little sense of humor along the way. This is how it also works in real life, right? Whether you're at a corporate giant or building your business, or be it a platform like Toastmasters here, for instance, you learn to be warm, friendly, tactful. You learn to work together as a team to fulfill a mission and vision that benefits a society as a whole. Our basic human intention with our planet and people who live around us makes the place beautiful. As the quote goes, home is not a place, it's where your people are. I hope this session was light-hearted as it was intended to be. With that, signing off, this is Rithik, Soul 119, video entry 90, Z0 creating landing site, Mars. Over to you, Toastmaster Cricket, SAA.
That would be the presiding officer. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you for the wonderful journey into the unknown, the mystical, the adventurous, the most amazing shining stars and beyond. Sometimes I felt through the meeting today that perhaps COVID-19 and its lockdown was intended to teach us humanity to stay lonely, to prepare our minds and bodies to stay alone and in small places within the four walls of our houses. Are you suggesting that we are getting ready to move to Mars sooner? Is it Elon Musk? Can you tell me the truth here? Before we go further, may I request everyone to kindly fill in the ballot forms which have been shared in the chat box. The ballot form, Google form shared in the chat box. I request everyone to cast their votes to finalize today's ballot winners. Please do the needful. Now let us take this moment while others are voting to call upon our guests to share their views and feedback about our session. Would like to go first, our guest, please?
Yeah, Bindu here. I would like to ask a question to the team. Some of the members in the team, how are they managing the backdrop in MS Teams?
So, ma'am, that is possible only when you install the MS Teams app.
No, I have installed already.
Yeah. So when you are in the meeting to set the video and audio settings, right?
Yeah.
You'll have to turn on your video and there will be an option called set background effects. So you can go, MS Teams offers a various background effects in the and even after you join the meeting, you can go to those three dots and apply background effects.
No, I had tried that. I couldn't. I could just see one screen which nullifies my backdrop or set a blurred screen. Only these two options are available.
It keeps happening that way, mom. Today I wasn't able to set the background today, so MS Teams is not reliable when it comes to background.
Succeeded. Even today I tried it. MS Teams, is it very friendly? But you keep trying, I'm sure someday you'll have the back.
Yeah, because not only your club, I keep attending MS Teams in some other clubs also where I'm not able to. I have to leave my place where I have to hide my sit. So if I don't have that virtual background, it's very difficult. Fine, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Kazim, any feedback about your participation in the meeting today?
Actually, I came across this club when I was searching, for clubs in my hometown. Thankfully, I came across this club. One thing I really noticed was that people were really enthusiastic and the theme was. I have to say kudos to Rithik. he did a brilliant job with it, especially with all the specialization he did with the roles and just sticking to the whole script and making sure that he is making sure that everybody is transported into that world. So that was very well done. Although I'm not sure, since I'm just working and also listening, I'm not sure if I missed that part, but I'm guessing we also give out feedbacks to the table topic speakers by the general evaluator, right? So I'm not sure if that was done. If that was done, then well and good. I might have missed it, my bad. But if that was not done, I would say maybe we can give out a feedback, one positive and one negative, so that table topic speakers also get better. Because the whole concept is to be better, right? In both. So yeah, that would be my one feedback. Yes.
Thank you, Tad. Toastmaster Rithik's preparation comes with a cost to the club. He's here today and he'll be off to Mars again for next 4 months. That's the cost we pay for him to come with his beautiful themes. We at VTC pay a very big cost. Thank you for being with us. Hope you enjoyed it.